Hi everyone, welcome back to Mostly Books. If you are someone who is lagging behind in the Goodreads challenge since it's November already, or you are someone who has been a reading slump for long, or you are someone who wants to be a reader but you don't really understand how somebody has the patience to go through those 200 or 400 pages books, and you're looking out for books which are like relatively thinner and shorter, then this is the perfect video for you. I'm going to talk about 6 super slim reads. And super slim reads are those books for me which are at max 120 pages. The first book that I would want to talk to you about is Animal Farm by George Orwell. Orwell is basically a writer who got famous for these two books, Animal Farm and 1984. For those who are looking for a slim read and who can't really go through the entire 1984 novel, this is the perfect book to go for. One of the famous quote from this book is that all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. If you followed Indian politics in the last 2-3 years and you have questions in your mind about what kind of environment politically and economically we are living in, suddenly there is a lot of change in India. If you want to understand why all these debates over nationalism and patriotism happening, why some people are actually actively protesting against this whole standing up over national anthem in theaters and everything, does standing up for national anthem every time we watch a movie in theater and other places amount to patriotism? Why is overt patriotism not good for the country? If you have questions over all those things, this is the book that I would recommend to you. The plot is like there are a couple of animals who realize that the humans never really think about them, never really work for their cause. So there starts a revolution in the animals where they rebelled against humans, and then the government was formed between the animals. And what actually happens in this animal farm is that the government or the party doesn't really work for the people or for these animals. And it is before generations passed that people that they realized, or even then they did not, that what exactly happened with them. This book is highly relevant read for in the current times in India. Second book that I want to talk to you about in this video is Levels of Life by Julian Barnes. I became a Julian Barnes fan when I read The Sense of an Ending, which is a Pulitzer Prize winning book, and after that I ordered this book, which is autobiographical in nature, in the sense that the author has written about the grief that he experienced after the death of his wife. They had been married for 40 years. It's just a beautiful and a sad book at the same time. It's a brilliant account of author's own grief, and he writes in such a manner which is at the same time philosophical and factual, and the emotions described in this book and the wisdom imparted in this book is out of the ordinary. It's also about photography and balloonistics. This book is one book which I won't call a quick read because I think you need your time with this book, but it's sure to move you if you give this book your time. I highly recommend this book. Third book is Frindle by Andrew Clements. It is a story of this kid Nicholas, who is a troublemaker child. Not a troublemaker, he's one of those naughty children. So it is a very delightful read both for children and for adults, because who says children's book are for children only? Now, what is a Frindle? So, I mean, the book's title is a Frindle, but what is a Frindle? So this thing right here in the hand of Nicholas is a Frindle. Now you would say, no, it's a pen. And then I would ask you, why do you think it's a pen? And then you would answer me, pen is the name that this thing is called by. But this guy here, Nicholas, decides to call this thing that is here in my hand a Frindle. He says this thing is not a pen, this thing is Frindle. And his teacher is annoyed, and basically this thing called Frindle, this name Frindle, gets popularity all over the school. The authorities are annoyed, the media is involved, the whole city is involved. And what happens because of that chaos, when this guy starts to call this thing a Frindle, and Frindle becomes famous, and what happens post that, it is that story. Fourth book that I would recommend to you is Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. And this book is not just a super slim read, it's a super slim read, because this book is only 87 pages. And it's not even 87 pages, because you would find there are illustrations in this book, there are like blank pages and photographs in this book, so it's an even slimmer read. Jonathan Livingston Seagull is an inspiration fable, and it's the story of a seagull who decides to defy the norms of a normal seagull society. Basically, for seagulls, flying is just a means to finding food. But for this seagull, he says flying is life itself. So he pursues his passion, he follows his dream, and what happens because of that? It is a kind of a story which is perfect for if you are feeling down in life, if you want to push to, pursue your dreams, to go into that direction of pursuing your dreams. It is a good book to go for. Fifth book is Visha Was a Writer. It is a children's book again, and it is by an Indian author, Payal Kapadia, and there are also illustrations in this book by Roger Dahl, and these are beautiful illustrations. So in this book there is a 10-year-old girl called Visha Was a Writer, and if you really see what the name actually suggests, it's Visha Was a Writer, wish I was a writer, because this girl wants to be a writer. So one day this girl is like thinking where to begin, how do I embark on my writing journey. So a bookworm appears, and then together they write on the Thought Express to the marketplace of ideas, and they go to buy characters, and together they discover the creative process by which lasting stories are told. For those looking for a quick read, it's a good book. The only thing is that there is certain criticism on this book. Some people say that this book had all the elements of a good nice adventurous read for children, which means this author could have easily put a little more of imagination into this book and made this book into like a good 200 pages book with a lot more twists and turns. But I think for those looking for a quick read, it's a good book, especially those who are interested in writing or storytelling. So as a quick read, I did not at all mind this book. I in fact liked this book, but when I read that criticism, I kind of didn't really disagree to it, because I have read A Phantom Tollbooth. But it's still a good book. As I said, if you're looking for a quick read, this book would not disappoint you, especially for those who are interested in writing or storytelling. The last book in this video is going to be Grief is the Thing with Feathers by Max Porter, and this book is only 114 pages long. I won't be able to say much about this book, except that this is a nice book because I'm only 36 pages into this book. But I knew I wouldn't be doing this super slim reads video in a long time. I don't think I would have that many titles with me which would be super slim reads. For this book, I would read from the cover itself. Once upon a time, there was a crow who wanted nothing more than to care for a pair of motherless children. In a London flat, two young boys faced the unbearable sadness of their mother's sudden death. Their father, a tech-huggless scholar and a scruffy romantic, imagines a future of well-meaning visitors and emptiness. In this moment of despair, they are visited by a crow. Antagonist, trickster, healer, babysitter. This sentimental bird is drawn to the grieving family and threatens to stay until they no longer need him. This extraordinary debut, full of unexpected humor and emotional truth, marks the arrival of a thrilling and significant new talent. This book is the winner of International Dylan Thomas Prize 2016 in partnership with Swansea University, and shortlisted for the Goldsmith Prize and the Guardian First Book Award. So I didn't want to exclude this book because I'm only 36 pages into this book, but this book is already being liked by me. This book is a memoir, but also part poetry, and 36 pages into this book, I am liking this book, but I'm not really understanding this book because this book is kind of abstract, and this book has that rare quality Levels of Life by Julian Barnes. So in this book, what I am finding, the crow here is a character, but it's also a metaphor for love and maybe sadness also. It is that is what I have been able to feel till now, but I won't be able to speak much about this book because I haven't read full, but this book has gotten awesome reviews. And from the first 36 pages, I think I already recommend this book to you because I'm already liking it. Guys, if you like my video, then please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to press the bell icon too, so that when I make a new video, you get notified of that. If you have read any of these books, then please do leave a comment down below and tell us what did you think of them. The link to my Facebook page is also in the description box below, so do like my Facebook page as well. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!